What's going on, guys? I am back with another 2014 hat format dual replay review. This was another match. I believe it's another quarterfinals match from the most recent Moraltech Monthly 34, which I did cover that event, talking about the top deck lists and the decks that actually entered, which if you haven't checked out that video, I will have it linked in the video description. Definitely go and check that video out. And also, if you would like to potentially be featured in one of these replay review videos, then you can send me your hat format replays. All the information to do so is going to be in the video description as well. So again, if you want to be featured, definitely go and check out how to do that. And anyways, let's get into this match. We have Lur Tactical versus, not even going to try to pronounce this one. I'm just going to call them Tactical here. I believe it was on Cat, and they side into the hand, so you could call it Cat into Hat. And then Non here was on Spellbooks. So let's actually get started with this. So rock, paper, scissors here. It looks like Tactical will be starting. And let's see the opening hands here. So we have Sanctum, Breakthrough Skill, Compulse, Ignition, and Dionea. And they opened Justice, Torrential, Spellbook of the Master, Maxi, and Blue Boy. Draw for turn, they draw Crow, which is very good against Spellbooks, especially for the Master here. So starting out, they are going to set the Breakthrough Skill, the Compulse, the Sanctum, and the Ignition, and pass it over. They draw Fiendish Chain, so my guess here is they're either going to go for they would probably have to go for Blue Boy here to be the best to get their secrets, which they set the Blue Boy, which I guess is kind of fine, especially there's no pressure here, and if there is a breakthrough, which is a good read here, then it was good to just set this, let the opponent kind of run into this, because this will get the search on a flip as well. And then they are going to set the Torrential and the Fiendish. Here, during the end phase, they're going to Ignition, and they hit the Torrential. Very unfortunate, but, and then chain the copy of Sanctum here, which they're going to think they will chain the Max C. And here the Sanctum, summons the Beagle Tack, and Non will draw a Crow, which is crazy draw right here, especially since the Beagle Tack is going to be able to pop whatever they set off of this Ignition, and they're just going to get hit with the Crow, is my guess. The Moraltech, those resolve. Beagle Tack will pop the Moraltech. Moraltech will activate, and here they think, and there's the Crow to banish the Moraltech. Unfortunate, but here we go. Pot of Dichotomy is the draw. This card I've talked about has kind of fallen out of a lot of different decks. It can be really cool in this, and I believe Tactical here actually commented on the video and said that he was kind of new to playing this deck specifically, and there were definitely changes after this event that he would change, and I think he said something about Dichotomy, whether that was just, sometimes it was dead or just in general he thought it was kind of a cool card, which, again, it is a cool card. Anyways, here they set the Dichotomy as a bluff and just pass turn, and then they draw a copy of Bottomless. They set the Bottomless and pass, so they really just would rather have the opponent go into this Blue Boy rather than summoning it, which makes sense, especially since they only have Master here, so Master isn't going to be triggering the Justice or anything, so you really do need this to resolve. Anyways, they draw a copy of Double Cyclone. They normal Dionea and set the Double Cyclone. They think it's okay, and here they're finally going to attack into that Blue Boy. They're chaining the Compulse, though, on the attack, which is interesting. Makes sense. They definitely want to play around that Blue Boy search, and then they get in for some damage. Nice. So this, seeing this, they probably are really going to have to go for this Blue Boy now. If not, they aren't in the greatest position. Nothing great to double Cyclone, but in general, they do have it if need be, and they do have the Crow, which obviously the opponent doesn't know about, but we will see. Now they go and they set the Blue Boy again. They really want this to go through. Tactical goes for Duality, sees Duality, Moraltech, and Mermail. All pretty decent here. Obviously, you don't really want to take the Duality again. They take the Moraltech, which kind of could show that they have a double Cyclone, but it's good to kind of get this live early on. And especially they also had, oh no, they didn't. I think their opponent had, yeah, the Bottomless. So, yep, set that. Pass. They draw another Blue Boy. So here they could consider going for the Blue Boy. Yep, simply because even if it gets negated, they do have now somewhat of a follow-up play. And, I mean, if they hadn't popped the Torrential, that would have been good, because even if they go for Breakthrough, they could chain the Torrential. But here they will normal the other Blue Boy, use the effect, and here they're thinking, go for Secrets. Obviously, activate Secrets would be my guess after some checking of Graves. And they go for Power here, so kind of interesting to go for Power. Specifically because Power, it makes a monster gain 1,000 attack, and then if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you add a Spellbook, but you know they had the Moraltech that they added, and most people aren't just going to randomly add a Moraltech, so that is a very weird read here. I guess they have the Fiendish, so they could assume that they're definitely going to get over, but you're still dealing with the fact that how are they triggering the Moraltech here, unless they saw that this guy was on the second Beagle Tech. Let's see how they play this out, actually. They go for Master, reveal the power to copy secrets, and they crow the secrets, as I mentioned before, so it just doesn't resolve here. Next, they're going to overlay for Gotchi Gotchi, so again, here the power wasn't even relevant. So, like, it feels weird going for this. Obviously, you know, they went for this after, but I don't know. To me, that didn't feel like the greatest play searching power there. Like, if anything, you could kind of slow roll it a little, but, you know, it is what it is. Here they go, the double Cyclone, pop the Moraltech, pop the Fiendish, activate the Moraltech. Moraltech will summon back, and they're just trying to clear materials, it seems, from the Gotchi. And here they're probably thinking if they want to go for Bottomless, which they do, so that they can't make a rank 5. The Gotchi detaches, and then they draw Sanctum, so a great draw right there. And they just pass. They keep this in attack, which is interesting. Not sure if there's a good reason for that, especially they're not like able to attack over this. It feels like this going into defense may have been better there. I can't really even think of a reason why, but let's keep going. Summon the Justice, and here just changing the stats because Gotchi does increase the attack and defense for the material. Activates power. So this is pretty big right now, attacking into the Dionea. Sanctum, obviously, probably something in the Moraltech to get rid of the Justice so it can't get the ads during the end phase. Yep. And here, it looks like Non is just out of this game. Yep, and on to the next one. Just the advantage wasn't there, unfortunately, for them. Moving on to game number 2, we see Tactical opening Dark Hole Ignition, Beagle Tack Ignition Wiretap. So Beagle Tack plus Ignition is always a great play. It almost, you know, it guarantees in a lot of cases, if it's uninterrupted, that a rank 5 will be made. So very nice there. And then we have Non on Eternity, Warning, Blue Boy, Wisdom, and Justice. So actually a very good hand here, especially seeing that, you know, Tactical has no hand traps. And draw Crow. So never mind on that Beagle Tack play, but they do have the other Ignition, so, you know, it could be fine. So starting out, they summon Blue Boy, search Secrets. Secrets, I would guess, search Master, which they do. Then they're gonna Master for reveal the Eternity, copy Secrets. They could either add Tower or, you know, a lot of people would rather go for the copy of Fate first, just because Fate is an interruption. And while it is good to gain advantage against artifact trap tricks, they do have so many MST like cards, so the tower won't get any real advantage. So here, thinking they set the Fate, which right now they only have 2, so they'll only be able to either get the flip or bounce a spell or trap, and set the warning, which is great, but they do have wiretap. They don't know that, but wiretap really puts in work against cards like Solemns. They set the ignition, the Call the Haunted, the wiretap, the ignition, and the Beagle Tech, and they pass. Here they draw their wiretap, so that will be interesting if it gets to that point. In the draw phase, they hit the Beagle Tech. For anyone who's wondering, Ignition can activate if you have 5 sets, or 4 other sets, I should say, but you do have to pop your own back row versus popping the opponent's. So this is a very common thing that people aren't aware of, especially if you're newer to Hat format. But here, they are going to pop the Beagle Tech. They're thinking, and they go Fate. I'm guessing to try to bounce this. So 1, yep, and they are going to bounce it. Completely fine there. Into the main phase, they summon the Justice, and they go to push in for some damage, which no reason to try to even stop anything there. And even then, it doesn't really look like they even have a way to stop anything if they wanted to there. Into main phase 2, they set the copy of Wiretap, and in the end phase, they go for the Justice to add a High Priestess and a copy of Secrets. So now the High Priestess is live on their next turn. They still have the Crow too, which is really good. Let me see something. If you have activated Spellbook, so you banish this card from your field. Okay. Now, I was just making sure that this didn't have to be on the field already prior to that. For some reason, I had a feeling they had errated this card, but I can't remember what the exact part of the errata was versus the original print versus soon after they changed it, but irrelevant here. They draw a copy of Double Cyclone, really good with the Ignition and the Beagle Tack here. They set the Double Cyclone, set the Beagle Tack again. They draw a copy of Breakthrough Skill. Here they go for the High Priestess, revealing the 3 Spellbook spells. They allow it. Then here they go Double Cyclone, going for the Ignition and the Wiretap. They say it's okay. They chain the Ignition to hit the Beagle Tech. So Beagle Tech gets popped, Wiretap gets popped, Double Cyclone gets popped, and they will set a Morale Tack. Here they go for Beagle Tech. I'm guessing, yep, the Crow comes down as expected. They chain Call the Haunted to get the Beagle Tech out of the grave, and then they chain the Warning to the Call the Haunted, so the Beagle Tech will still get... Oh, no, and then the Wiretap. I completely forgot about the Wiretap. So the Wiretap here is where I was talking about will negate and shuffle back the Warning, so the Beagle Tack will summon back the off the Call the Haunted, since it will resolve. And hopefully they realize the Crow still has to go to grave. Yep. And then Beagle Tack pop the Morale Tack summon back, and I'm guessing pop the High Priestess. Yep. And then here it's okay, they can go secrets into Blue Boy, search another master, maybe? Oh, they search power. Yeah, no, that makes sense because actually, does it? What's their banished? Oh. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So here they go for Succubus. Yep. Because this is a spellcaster, so a lot of people play this specifically because it does have a little more attack, so then they can get over, either of these, and then the power will be able to get an attack over the Morale Tack, which will also... Actually, now that I'm looking at it, didn't Call the Haunted... Yeah, Call the Haunted summon back the Beagle Tack, so Beagle Tack should be in attack position here, if I'm remembering correctly. Let me look at the log real quick. Let's see. Ignition. DD Crow. Call the Haunted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this should have been in attack position because of the Call the Haunted summoning it back and then popping the Morale attack. Unless that was a different turn and I'm just completely forgetting. Maybe they had. Did they do that during Non's turn? I could be getting that confused. But either way, here they are going to add the tower off of the power search. Use the Succubus effect, which has the effect that once per turn, detach a material from this card, target a monster on the field with less attack than or equal to the combined attack of all Ghost Trick monsters on the field and destroy it. So because this is at 24, because of the power right now, they can out this. So I guess right there it was kind of irrelevant either way. The Call of the Haunted leaves, and then that zone can't be used. Actually, I'm attacking over Beagle, which was supposed to be an attack. Okay, so they did catch it. Nice. I got a little ahead of myself there, and then they go for Downward in main phase 2, activate Tower, activate Secrets or Eternity to add back Secrets. So this one looks like it's in Non's favor right now, especially, they set the breakthrough and they drew into Sanctum, which Dark Hole will definitely clear the Downward, set Sanctum, but they draw, what was that, the Wiretap, and then the Tower here is going to be able to place one back and draw an additional card. They draw a Crow, so even better here. Activate Secrets, get Life, go for Life to summon back the Priestess, go to attack, activate Sanctum, summon Morale attack here, the breakthrough should activate, yep, and they're just going to clear it, and so much advantage from Spellbook. Spellbook is one of those decks that once it gets going, it just keeps going. Drawing Soul Charge here is huge. I'm wondering, they'll probably crow something from it. Oh, they chose all three. Oh, so they're doing 3 so that, even if there is that crow, they can still go for a rank 5 here. Very good play. They hit the Beagle Tech. Good to get that out of rotation in case there is like another top deck of an artifact or something else, because this person was on a lot of artifacts from their deck profile. They pay the 2, and here they go for Volcasaurus to try to burn. And yep, that goes through, so Non here is going to take a lot of damage, and this should go to grave 2. Yep. Trap Trick, Trap Hole, Nightmare. So wow, they one Soul Charge really turned it around here. They go for Tower to put one back. They draw the Crescent, which unfortunately is dead here because there's way too many spells. They go to main phase, set 1. They draw Torrential, really good, pushing for 25. Set the Torrential. Here is a copy of Eternity, which Eternity has to add Spellbook spells. Target one of your Spellbook spells. Yep. So here that's dead, unfortunately. The Wisdom is. So that might actually just be the game here, unless they draw something good off of this tower. Which Secrets is a great draw off of this. And I mean, even if he tries to go Torrential on like whatever summon or something, they have the Wisdom to protect. This is a crazy back and forth game. Wow. So they put life back the last time. So yeah, adding life to then bring back the High Priestess, chain Torrential, chain the Wiretap. So, it wasn't even needed on the Wisdom. Use the effect, pop the Volcasaurus, and push for damage. And that is a game 3. Wow, that was a very, very good game 2. Moving forward, let's see here. Tactical will start. They have Beagle Tech, Call the Haunted, Crow, Double Cyclone, Morale Attack. And Non has Justice, DD Crow, Spellbook of Life, High Priestess, and Wisdom. So not the best hand out of Non. Like, they still have plays given what we're seeing here. And, seeing that Tactical is probably going to be going for, some form of Beagle Tech play, the Crow will check that. Draw for turn, Mermail, and yeah, that's a great top deck here. Get the Bottomless, and then they're setting 5. Yep. Draw for turn, they get a Wiretap. This is good, but it still doesn't fix the fact that they're going into a big battle here. They don't have a way to get the High Priestess live right now, unfortunately, because they only have 2 Spellbook spells. If only it said Spellbook cards, that would be crazy, but let's see what they do here. They set one and go to end phase. A double Cyclone just, yeah, that hits the Beagle Tech. That's going to force the Crow. Here they're going to call the Haunted, bring it back, and then be able to pop the Morale Tech. And this is a scary situation to be in because they can push for a ton of damage and then go for a Pleiades, bounce the Call the Haunted, and just have more interruption. Plus they have the Crow and the Warning. I'd be surprised if Non wins from this position. Yeah, there's the Pleiades, use the effect, bounce the Call the Haunted, set 2. They do draw the Blue Boy, so now the Priestess can be live, which is very good here. Bottomless, Call, and Warning. I mean, if they Warning it, it doesn't really matter here. So use the Warning. That might just be it. Yep, and it is. How long was that game? That was a, let's see, almost 40-minute game. Very back and forth in that second one, and unfortunately, they just, were on lock. So Tactical here, Tactical, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, walked with this one. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out. Share this video with your friends. Like I said, if you want to be featured in one of these videos, potentially check out the video description on how you can do that. And anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.